Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Hank, and welcome to Agent Wealth Network. And you know what we do here? We increase the real estate agents and brokers' wealth and business. And every week we have just a special guest, and sometimes it just makes kind of like a right turn, and it takes you to a whole new arena and an understanding about where we are, where we're going. And today I have a guest that is really going to be important to us in our future. And he's really one of the driving forces in America in doing that. And what I love most about Brody Saunders is that he is able to put the human element back in and empower real estate agents using technology. So please welcome Brody Saunders, the CEO of Ideal Estate. And Brody, hello, welcome.
Dr. Hank, thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Well, that's great. That's great. I just had a national podcast with Real Estate Rocks, and they're actually an international podcast that they are, and I don't know, millions of people on it. And I just got off of that, in fact, and we were talking about just how important the role of the real estate agent is. But before we get into what Ideal Estate can do technology wise and help our agents and brokers, can you give us a little background of like how you got into real estate and then how you got into becoming the CEO, creating and this amazing technology platform for us real estate agents?
Oh, absolutely. So the idea for Ideal Estate came to me when I was buying a home and selling a home. And what I realized throughout that process is, when you have a great agent, they don't just bring expertise, they bring a network of other professionals to the table that really make buying or selling a home possible. And so as I was going through this process, I had an agent, and I was able, because I had this great agent, I got an offer for over asking price, and I got set up with a new lender and a new insurance company. I just had this amazing experience.
Yeah.
And as I was working with my agent, she was kind of explaining to me a lot of pain points that she saw in the industry. One of the biggest pain points being, some of the major technology companies in the space trying to kind of disenfranchise agents or, sort of take their intellectual property, which is their listing, and use it to make money for themselves. And so, I was thinking about that, and I thought, well, what if you could sort of take this network that's so amazing and really makes buying a home possible. And, I'll add to that too, which is, the best business opportunities come from referrals, and the referrals come from networking. And so could you take, transform this marketplace approach, which is what Zillow has, and transform it into a network, and then could you make it friendly to realtors? And so what we did is, we started with that premise, and we built the entire platform around empowering realtors. And that's something that was very important as I went through this process, because, buying or selling a home is a life-changing experience. And that human element's really important. And I view that as being, something that, should be around forever. And, it goes to some of the other things where, agents are entrepreneurs, and, kind of trying to empower that through technology rather than trying to disenfranchise or replace.
Yeah.
And in the last year, we've grown to be the biggest network of real estate professionals nationwide.
Wow. That is awesome. That is great. And I'll tell you, you're a man, Brody, of heart, and when you talk about empowering other people, I mean that's one of the reasons why all of us are here is to become more empowerment and the godly, if you will, level of wanting to be and be able to do that. And then I love this human element too, and how you're really taking technology and as you call it. The marketplace into a network, and now you've grown to be the largest. And so, what is that again? You're the largest in the United States for.
Yes, we're the largest network of real estate professionals nationwide, and part of that, obviously we're a portal as well. And one of the reasons why we've grown the way we have is, we're really a safe place for agents to send their customers to shop for homes.
Yeah.
And, by doing that, we've created a really amazing way for, clients to share and collaborate with their agent. for buyers agents to, share with their clients. But, part of, being safe means, we don't sell leads. So we don't allow people to advertise on listings. We don't sell leads, to other people, which is really a zero-sum game, with all these other tech companies, because, if I'm an agent, I'm on, a Zillow or a Trulia, I'm buying the same leads that someone else has bought. And so now I'm at a race against time. I've spent all this money, and now I have to follow up on leads that everyone else is already, following up on. So, the way we've changed that model is we really help you build a better referral network. And that referral network, allows you to kind of connect with the opportunities that are out there, but you just can't, they're not as actionable as they should be. And we've made that more visible and more dynamic so that you're able to, get more referrals rather than just rely on leads.
Yeah.
And obviously we allow some advertising.
Yeah, and can you give me an example of that referrals with what within the real estate professionals or outside the listings or how
with real estate professionals, with connecting with new clients as well, because in a lot of ways, we have consumers that go on and they build their own network of family members, and if you're buying a home, you're sharing constantly with your friends and family, getting feedback. So on our platform, it's arranged almost like a social network. So people have profiles, they can make connections and do that sort of thing. So if I could, one of the biggest things someone says if they're looking to sell their home is they go to their friends and family and say, do you know a good realtor? And so we're taking that experience and making it, available online so that you can expand on it. Because in the real world, the way it works now is referrals, you have to wait for them to come to you, and they kind of happen by chance. And sometimes they don't happen, but when they do, it's far better than buying leads. Lead is, sort of another name for stranger. And so we're able to kind of bring in referrals and make it so you can see this referral network, you can access it, and it's dynamic.
Yeah. I like this whole idea of referrals. Referrals, I've always taught about referrals, and there are ways to be proactive, with referrals, and you're doing it, like you say, within a network now, and so in a much bigger space, but at the same time, referrals, it's kind of like this idea about cold calling, and just the word doesn't sound good, right? It's cold calling.
Sure.
Oh, I want to get away from that, and so this is really where you put warmth into it, and this is where it's the human element, and that's where I love mixing this technology with the human element, because the fact is that all of us are human, and we all really do want that human element, and we don't just want that technology. And even though it can save us, that really, long term, like you were sharing, that you got to when you sold your house, you got a better price than what you did, and where you got started in it, and I imagine you bought it at a better price. And so actually, they're financially, this is a good deal as well. So tell us more. You were saying something about advertising.
Yeah, so we allow for some advertising where people can promote their profile, their listing, or their service. And what's really great about that is, we're able to kind of, allow people to reach out to this network. They can gain feedback and help build the network as they go. And one of the things we illustrate on, an agent's profile, for example, is they're able to bring all their professional partners, their premier lender, their premier, appraiser. Here are the professionals I work with and why I'm going to do a good job. So we're able to showcase the network that these people bring to the table. And, no one's really done that before, because, it's all just sort of forward facing, where you have a profile and hopefully someone lands on it. Well, this allows you to kind of dynamically get out there. And, we just actually partnered. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, first of all, because I know how my agents are, they're probably Googling or whatever right now, and they're trying to find you. So it's IdealEstate.com. And so, like real estate, except the real is replaced with Ideal.com. And would you happen to have, can we get on there right now? Can you show us a screen of what you have? Is that possible?
If I can do a screen share.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. 1 second.
Because
let's get on here real quick.
There's nothing like actually seeing it, and And so while you're, getting on there, that, I'd love to see some examples so we can really see how it works. And, because again, I have you on my show because I know it's working, and I've used, Ideal Estate, and I've even advertised on Ideal Estate. And so it really does put the human effort element into it. It builds our businesses. And so this way you can, help us do that. Were you able to get that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it up right now.
Okay. Okay. Good. Sure.
One second. Okay. Need to get back to you.
Yeah, I'm.
And the screen share. Can you see? Let's see.
Let's see. No, I don't.
Can you see my screen?
No. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Great.
So this is a profile that I'm just logging into, which is actually a local professional here. But what you have here is the ability to kind of bring in your suggested partners right here.
Okay.
You have a referral network, and this referral network is really based on someone who has, just from a few hundred connections, is getting access to 32,000 people. And we're seeing this happen.
Can you help me understand that? Because I know you gave me my number on, it was, I don't know, 37,000 or whatever. I went like, wow.
Sure.
But,
huge.
Where are they, or what are they? Yeah.
So as you make connections with, your clients, and they share and they do other things, sort of like LinkedIn, you're able to kind of build a network that has relevance. And so from that perspective, you have a network that, you can say, I know Dr. Hank through Brody, therefore I trust Dr. Hank more than I would a normal person. And so as you go on and you're, and this is all obviously done through, you make connections, and those connections help you make more connections, just like you do in the real world. We've kind of brought that. And this is something we're really excited about as well, which is an activity feed. And this activity feed shows you what's going on in your network. And also you can check in on real estate activity nationwide. So, you can see, okay, here are the homes, they're being sold. Here's, essentially the people making connections, whatever it might be, you're able to do that. We partnered with Love Pop, going back to the human element, they're doing something very similar with greeting cards, which is, they're essentially trying to kind of make that, a more personalized experience. So as part of our partnership, every agent gets the ability to send a free card to a client, which we're really excited about. So that's
great.
Really neat, And we also show you your profile views. We show your listing impressions. Obviously, this one doesn't have any listings, but you're able to and you can also get pricing feedback, which is, something, if someone looks at a home, they can say, okay, I think it's priced too high, too low, or close. And where this is valuable is to the agent. And the agent's the only one who can see this information. We keep everything private. We're very, very sensitive to making sure our agents, and other professionals are really, feel protected and safe here. And then obviously we have, the ability to promote listings, promote your profile. That's all dynamic. And that's all about helping you build your referral network, connect with the professionals in your area that you ought to get to know. So that part's really neat as well.
Yeah, yeah. So of these 32,000 in this example, are these consumers too then?
Yeah, so they could be consumers, if you're connected to someone and, they bring their family on, they bring their friends on to share homes, you're able to do that. We've created a really neat way as well to browse for homes, which is sort of like creating a Pinterest board. It's really, really fun. So I can create a board for anybody and share it, so I can create a board for a client, share it with them, and then get feedback. And one of the things that's really amazing when you're buying or selling a home is, when you're sharing with people, you can share anywhere. But what's different is we've made it really easy for users to share with their family, to share with their friends. So it's not just getting a whole bunch of links and you can't remember where they are, which is what happens. When I was buying a home with my wife, she would send me links from Zillow or links from, Realtor.com. And, we'd find a house we liked, and then we couldn't remember where it was. And so you have to go back and try to, sort of start from scratch. And so from that perspective, we've really created a dynamic way to share homes with people.
So if you're a buyer, So if I'm a
Yep.
buyer and I'm connected with, let's say you as an, or this person as an agent, that they have a way to access this then, or do I send them this board?
Yes.
How does that work? Yeah.
Anyone can go on and browse for homes on Ideal Estate. And so
Okay.
you can create your own custom board. You can share them publicly or privately. So if you want to keep it private, you just share it privately with your customer. But one of the
Mhm.
great things too here is as consumers browse for homes, if you can go and actually look at a consumer's profile and say,
Oh,
okay, well, I understand Brody's taste in homes. I'm going to share a board, to introduce myself. And so that's been a really great dynamic way for people to, share. And,
yeah.
it's really, it's such an important part of the process. And I feel like this is humanizing it as well, which is, the
Yeah.
ability to collaborate rather than get a bunch of, links that, are all over the place. And so
Mhm.
we've seen a lot of success with people being able to share homes. And then obviously
And
you can also search for, people and that sort of thing.
okay.
So
Yeah, cool. And then how do I in the search, is it a zip code? Oh,
yeah,
I
so you
see.
just search
City.
by city and state.
City.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
you can just
Uh-huh.
do that. And
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah,
And then
just like searching anywhere else, but we have the explore feature, which just pulls up homes, within your general area within 50 miles. And then you can
okay.
explore, and we have the same functionality and reach as a Zillow, for example. But we
Oh, okay.
also are very sensitive um, to keeping all of our data up to date, so that you don't have, issues you have with stale, listings and stale data, which is a major,
Right.
sort of pain point for people. And
Uh-huh.
so, from our perspective, we're really trying to cover the entire space, help people create better referral networks, search for homes, and collaborate. And, the
Yeah.
difference between us and any other portal is you can't make connections on other portals. You have leads and they come and they go, and it's really this revolving door. And
Yeah.
with us, we're trying to create a lasting connection where,
Mhm.
if you have a happy client and they're on the site and they share, you're going to get exposure to the people that they bring to the table. And
Yeah.
obviously, connections have to be formed for that to occur. But, we've seen a lot of success with people making connections that drive business opportunities. And
Uh-huh.
one of the great things about that is if I go to a realtor's profile as a consumer, I can see if I have common connections with that person.
Oh,
And so it's
okay.
creating this interconnective thing where it's not just about buying or selling a home as well for a consumer, because if they need a good recommendation for someone, a landscaper, for example, that
Yeah.
starts with the realtor. I mean, we
Right.
used a particular moving company because our realtor suggested it, and it was phenomenal.
Sure.
And so,
Sure.
bringing
Yeah.
together this lasting relationship
Mhm.
between a realtor and a person, which is the best way for realtors to drive business.
That's great. And then, so like if I had let's say I have a referral and we're communicating and would I text them then, hey, why don't you see me on Ideal Estate? And that way you can learn more about me and the connections
Yes.
that I have and how I can help you. Is that
Yes,
how that would?
absolutely. What you would do is, we view this as the last business card you ever need to have.
I
And what
love
you
that.
do here is you can share your profile, which shows the professionals you bring to the table. It shows the homes. If you're a listing agent, we have your homes. You can get your homes on there really easily, just through the many feeds we've created. So that's just entering your email and your listings will appear. And so, you can share your profile, but you can also share a collection of homes with someone as an
Okay.
introduction. So if you
Okay.
have a collection of homes, you can share that, but you can
Mhm.
share your whole profile, which is, here's my network, and we have this network strength icon here. And, it's really showing, okay, I also, if I'm
Oh,
selling your
oh
home,
yeah.
I have a
Got it.
referral network of 32,000 people that I
Right.
can promote to out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's an interesting fact for realtors as well, to be able to say I'm connected. I'm from Utah and I grew up in Park City, and it's a place where people buy homes from out of town. That
Yeah.
doesn't happen everywhere, but most of the people coming in to buy homes are from New York or they're from California. And so
Sure.
having a network that's nationwide to say, okay, great. I have clients that are in New York. I have clients that are in California. I have this nationwide network of people that I've brought into one place.
Wow, that is very powerful. And so I noticed like a profile completeness there. Maggie's at 100%,
Yep.
little bit better, I think, than mine. I don't think mine's there
Yep.
now. But
Yeah.
so there's no cost, or can you tell me how much does this cost
Sure.
to, get on
Absolutely.
there? And yeah,
Sure. So essentially, it costs. We have two different pricing models.
okay,
We charge $39.99 a month
okay,
for our premium subscription, which gives you full access to your referral network.
okay,
You're able to get unlimited reviews, send unlimited connection requests, and the connection request, it's really about how connected you are, and we try
yeah,
to keep our platform sort of exclusive, where you don't have people just spamming
yeah,
incessantly. So we limit the number of connection requests a person can send just out of the
sure,
gate.
sure,
But essentially, it's about building more of a network, expanding it. And then
yeah.
we charge $5 a day to promote your listings or
Oh,
or profile or service. And the
okay,
promote feature, it includes a email campaign, and you
mhm,
can promote to your network. So it goes through our activity feed, which is a totally unique feature for portals. And
I
then
see.
we also launch a campaign also to people in a particular area if you want to promote your service. And
Uh-huh.
so, if someone's on, they can see that. And, here's a home, for example, and I can go through, I've got all of the standard data. I can see her similar homes that she has. I can share her profile, and I can also give her, this is the pricing feedback part as well. So
Oh,
I can
yeah.
say, well, yeah, I think this is and that's really just so agents have a better sense of what people think. And it's
Yeah.
arranged by category. So if an appraiser gives pricing feedback, if lender gives pricing feedback, or a consumer,
Yeah.
the agent has the ability, and it empowers the agent to be able to set expectations also with their clients that are
Yeah.
more accurate sense of what people think. Than this estimate gets a lot of problems as well, and that's
Yeah.
something we tried to kind of correct.
Yeah.
Um, so
That
it's really
definitely
kind of a
happens.
fun feature.
Yeah, that
Yep,
happens with us
exactly.
in like Texas. That so right now in Dallas, that the homes have been going up and up and up, and so people are selling and they're putting in a little bit higher price. Well, that's
Sure,
been slowing down a little now to where you can't be asking for that outrageous price anymore, and so because
sure,
of the market is doing that, this helps to get just not your opinion but also your community that you have of business partners to be able to comment on that, or even consumers to comment on it, because I know
sure,
some sellers are way out there and they're priced 100 grand over or whatever on their home, and this
sure.
is a good
No question.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
And
we
then
were,
another question
when we
I
were
have.
trying to,
Yeah,
sure,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, when I was buying a house, essentially the estimate for the house that we bought was, $50,000 more than what we actually bought it for,
Wow.
and so it's just one of those, and that was another sort of epiphany for us through that process. And this is, I just want to show you, this is the landing page we have for our professionals.
Okay.
It's about networking. It's about, increasing your referral network. It's about being industry friendly, recommending your partners. And when you recommend your partners, you're increasing their visibility, and
Uh-huh.
you're also increasing yours. So when someone goes to their profile and you're recommended, it's dynamic rather than just having, a bunch of, random things. People can go to their
Yeah.
profile as well. And our
Yeah.
activity feed has done just incredibly well for people to, really understand, what's going on in a particular area. So, and for a consumer, they're using their activity feeds to, one, see what kind of real estate activity is happening, new homes posted in their area, and
Uh-huh.
it puts a face to the name. Every time a home is posted to the activity feed,
Yeah.
the client, the consumer user, is saying, okay, who is this person? I can go look at their profile
Yeah.
rather than just browsing for homes aimlessly.
And to be clear that all these listings are actually posted by the agents. It's not going
Yeah.
through MLS. Is that correct? Okay, cool. And
No.
yeah,
I mean, we are connected with MLS, with the MLS, but all of the agents have to opt in to our service. So
okay,
we're connected to, many different feeds, but the realtor basically puts in their information and their listings appear on their profile and they become searchable.
So if I have a new listing, I put it on MLS, does it automatically go on IdealEstate, or do I need to put it in there?
Yes. If you're opted in, yes, then absolutely.
It's
So
automatically
it'll automatically appear. Yes,
Oh, okay.
and we promote listings for free.
Okay, great. So you are connected. I'm just thinking on how beneficial this could be at a listing presentation on to share with them that you have another whole real estate avenue, a network, if you will, to be able to share the listing with them, and that would give you a competitive advantage, correct?
Absolutely. And, one of the other points I wanted to bring up as well is, realtors don't just want to connect with clients. If you're looking for a new photographer, if you're looking for a new moving company, if you're looking for a new lender, we can also connect you with those professionals. We service over 20 different categories of professional on IdealEstate, everything from asbestos mitigation to, photography. And
Wow.
so, it's not just about connecting with clients. That's part of what we do, but it's also
Sure.
about the professionals you work with, and, driving business that way because, it's like when I was buying my home, I got connected with this amazing lender, New American Funding, which is just a phenomenal company. I have to give them a quick plug. But
Sure.
essentially, from that perspective, I got connected with a great title company and then
Yeah.
a great insurance company and, so on and so forth. And,
Yeah.
those are relationships that continue. And when,
Yeah.
someone goes to, a lender like the one I use, they recommend my realtor because she's great.
Yeah.
And so
Brody,
those referrals go all directions.
yeah, and you just hit on a really significant point that it's what is it? Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah,
That when they're really good, and so you just mentioned on, hey, I really had a good lender, and then that really good lender has good title, and so what happens is
yeah,
you actually it's kind of like the top 10 people that you're around is kind of who you are, and so you want to always top grade, and so kind of take the two that aren't as fun and
sure.
helpful and whatever, and then add more to that, and so to build those top 10, and for us to build those business relationships, and when you really do get a good one, that they typically will get another one and get another one, so it's another
Sure.
whole understanding of how this plays out. you know um, you had also, so I love that on I understand on how that really can help with the business referrals. And since you're plugging, I did a plug them for them that I wanted to remind everybody that at dochankwebinar.com you can also learn how to further build your business, and it's just a new business model and technology that's just great with EXP Realty, and for everybody to at least be
Absolutely.
aware of it, that it's out there. But I wanted to talk about also, you really just have some very, and again, I consider you, Brody, a man with heart, and you just got a lot of heart. And so you were also taught your thoughts. We'd like to hear about the role of an agent as an entrepreneur, and about the commission and why that's the purest form of compensation. Can you talk a little about that?
Sure, absolutely. As I did more research, in starting the company, you look at, a lot of these companies in the space, like you have the Open Doors of the world, Redfins, et cetera. And,
Yeah.
You have all these technology companies that really have no core into, how this industry should work. And what they've tried to do is take, the entrepreneurial part of an agent, which is to build their own business. And when you get into real estate, what you realize is, a lot of people are, working a normal job while they're building their real estate business and becoming an entrepreneur. And, all of these agents that when they're, out there working, they're taking a risk. They're putting their marketing dollars, they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yes.
And, what you have there is this huge incentive to show up on a Saturday, to be, taking photos of a house at 10 o'clock at night. They don't work normal hours. It's entrepreneurial. And these companies have tried to kind of take that away and, kind of take an entrepreneur and convert them into an employee. And I think that's really bad for the consumer, because if if I'm going to work hard and I have something out there and I'm taking a risk and doing stuff, I want to do it right. And I'm going to work harder to get my client the best price. I'm not just going to treat it like it's a pass through, like I'm filling out paperwork. And so these companies have, in my opinion, really misrepresented the value that realtors bring to the table. And what they haven't been able to understand for sure is the network that realtors bring to the table and the value that has. And so what we wanted to do with IdealEstate is reintroduce that human element to create something that would be used to empower agents, to give them, the tools to get ahead and to be able to promote themselves without having to spend a ton of money. On the referral side, people spend a lot of money on leads, and they spend usually commissions are given for referrals. Well, we've done something where you have a base price, you're able to do an unlimited amount of business, and it's, you get what you put into it in a lot of ways. So if you put a little bit of time into it, as you've seen, you can produce amazing results. And so, I think that the future of the industry really needs to go back to the human element, which is, giving realtors the power, to earn a commission. I mean, that's the purest form of payment, because you're getting paid for success. And if you don't sell the house, you're paying a penalty for not succeeding. And so I think, that's really something that we want to bring to the forefront and communicate to the clients that use our site, which is, you're paying a commission and you're getting a great result from it. So if you don't sell the house, the agent's out of pocket. So I just think that's the purest form of compensation that needs to be re-articulated. And, we're trying to show that value with the profile, with an IdealEstate profile, showing here's my network, here's what I've done, here are the people I know, here's, how I can get your house sold for the best price. And so, by keeping that, at the forefront, we're really trying to drive in the opposite direction. And, when we started, we had a technology article in Inman, and then, another one here. And, the whole premise was, a platform to empower agents. And so we want to, kind of take, the undisruptor approach to the industry and really kind of, push agents forward rather than trying to do what these other companies are trying to do.
I just love that platform to empower real estate agents, and we appreciate you doing that. Wasn't there an article today that was something about these companies that
So Realogy is actually moving into the iBuyer space right now, and it's a very interesting model, because for most people, I just don't see this model being as big of a threat to the industry as it appears to be, because at the end of the day, the iBuyer programs often result in people, they sell their homes quickly, but they sell them for less.
Right.
And, I think that's, people don't weigh all the economic forces at work when you're selling a home. And so, if you get a better price, you pay a commission, but you got a better price. It's better than getting a lower price and paying a lower commission. Kind of articulating that. But I view the space, as being here, for the long haul. Meaning, realtors.
Right. Well, that's good news on that. Anything about us agents kind of feeling alienated by companies in the space, and we kind of being taken advantage of, and any thoughts around that, and how your model can help us with that?
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest challenges we've faced as a new company is skepticism. So, one of the things that people, bring up as they come onto the site is, well, what's the catch? What are you going to, what comes next? How are you actually going to take advantage of me? And, I actually make personal phone calls as often as possible, as you know,
Yeah. You
to
personally
our
called
agents,
me.
just to give
Yeah.
exactly, just to give reassurance that, no, this is something different. You don't need to fear anything. When we launch coupon campaigns, we don't require people to enter a credit card. Those types of things. But, the industry is alienated because there's so many companies out there that take advantage of real estate agents, whether it's their listings, whether it's selling their leads, or, doing things like, I don't realize I'm paying for something, because I put my credit card in to get a coupon. Now I'm paying this, ridiculous fee. And so we're trying to do everything we can to kind of, beat back that skepticism in the industry, where technology is not the enemy. Technology really can be, used for good. And, we've partnered with, some other technology companies that are doing a great job in the industry. And we view ourselves as, really helping to build that network of trust. And so as we work through, that stuff, we're really excited to have a place where realtors can feel safe. And, as we expand and increase awareness, we're only a year old. So as we increase awareness, we're really excited to, continue to build on that.
Yeah, and Brody, who are some of those business partners? Because it's actually quite a reputable list on people that are backing you and supporting you.
Absolutely. So, we partnered with Inside Real Estate and KV Core, which I think is probably, the most exciting product on the market today in terms of lead gen CRMs, and also Circle Pix. And, they've just done an amazing job. We're just honored to be able to, partner with them, really to kind of help drive the networking part, at the top of the funnel to drive more business. And so, we're just excited to work with them, and we've really had a great working relationship.
Yeah, and let me talk a little about so conversion, and for those of you that don't know, look it up. It's KUNVERSION, conversion.com, and in there is their leads program, KV Core, that I actually could get you instead of $7,000 first year, that I can get it for $50 per month for you. But it's incredible, and like you said, their CRM program is incredible. It's artificial intelligence. And I had a lady.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Drive me down to with her kids in the car, and she set up this KV Core within 2 hours, and did a couple squeeze pages that the program does it, the technology does it for her. And she had 3 leads back, and by the time she got to Disney, and people were saying like, "Oh, thanks so much for getting back to me," and she wasn't back there. She had 5 kids in the car that were making a ruckus.
Absolutely.
But it's all technology now. How does the KV Core and the leads program, how can that kind of combine with you? What is the strategy behind that, and how can that help us, for those of us that do have KV Core?
Absolutely. So first of all, if you're a Circle Pix or KV Core user, you get a great discount from IdealEstate. You get access to all of our new features first, and then you also get coupons and other rewards for using the program. But where we sit with them is this networking aspect, bringing in a broader network, a referral network at the top of the funnel. And so if you use us in concert with KV Core, we're helping to drive more into the funnel so that you can get more quality leads. And so we're really great at creating relationships. They're really amazing at managing. And so that's really how I view the partnership with them. Is that.
Yeah, versus managing, and what KV Core does. That's great. Yeah, because they're the number 1 leads program in America, and so all of us should be using that, one way or another, no matter who you're
Absolutely.
with, and now to get Ideal Estate to be in there, and this whole idea about our network, it just adds value. This is where we as agents and brokers are going from just being a salesperson to really being an advisor, and this is one of the ways to do that and to get more exposure for your house with Ideal
Sure.
Estate for your listings, and then also to have this network and to be able to be as people don't know where a good movie, it's not like we use movers every week or whatever, and people change,
Sure.
and so you want to find those good that want to even be better, and then, it's back
Sure.
to, you'll attract, all of those good things. So that's stupendous, and I love that strategy. And so we're just about out of time here, but any other thoughts that you have, Brody, that you'd like to share with us that you think might be good, whether it be with Ideal Estate or any other perspectives that you'd like to share with all of us?
Well, I mean, from my perspective, I'm really excited to service, the industry. As an entrepreneur myself, you understand what it takes to kind of go out and do things on your own. And
Yeah.
so, what I'd like to leave all of your, subscribers with is really just, a sense of, I want you to feel safe when you come to Ideal Estate. I want you to, check out, building a profile and seeing how, we can kind of help you. Because we're really excited to service the industry. We mean what we say. And, if anyone wants to reach out to me personally, my email address is Brody, Brody, Saunders, Saunders, at idealestate.co. And so if you want to reach out to me anytime, I will do my best to get back to you personally if you have any questions.
Yeah, yeah, and you are great at that. And again, you reached out to me personally, and we've developed now our relationship. So you're really a man of action, and you're not just talking this. That you really are that, and I'm a testimonial for you and for Ideal Estate, how effective it is, and how it is that I love that it's a platform to empower agents. And it's available for you at idealestate.com. And Brody, I want to thank you so much for being on the show today. And it's been great. And again, connect with Brody and see how he can help you in order to build your business and build your wealth as well. And with that, this is Dr. Hank wishing you all the best. Just think about today in this moment, breathe deeply, and just think about how it's going to just get better and better for you from now on. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Hank.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Brody.